The Akwesasne Junior B Indians battle the visiting Six Nations Rebels in a Game 1 matchup for the Ontario Junior B Lacrosse League Championship. The broadcasting of this game has been brought to you by the Akwesasne Broadband Initiative and Akwesasne TV.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to OJBLL Arena for the championship series between the Six Nation Rebels and the Akwesasne Junior B Indians. Up for the Indians were led by Seth Oakes, who has 47 points to lead the Akwesasne Junior B Indians in the playoffs, followed not far behind by Skylar Thomas and younger brother Russ Oakes. Leading the way for the Six Nations Rebels is number 14, Mitch Green, leading all Six Nations scorers with 37 points, according to Face Point Streak. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a packed house tonight, so we are just about ready to get underway for this championship series. The Akwesasne Junior B Indians come in on a 21-game winning streak. They finished 12 in a row in the regular season and then 9 in a row in the playoffs so far in rounds 1, 2, and 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, now this is the series that everybody's been waiting for. The two native teams, the Six Nation Rebels and the Akwesasne Junior B Indians, play just about ready to get underway, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not here, you are going to miss an epic battle between two highly skilled teams. Off the face-off will be Akwesasne ball. Coming to pick up the ball is number 66, Seth Oakes. Passes into the zone to number 3, Skylar Thomas. Thomas now pulls the ball out, gives it over to Gahalios Montour. Montour makes his way down towards the Akwesasne, or the Six Nations net. Errant pass picked up by Skylar Thomas. Now he makes his way into the net, shoots! Oh, and they're going to say he was in the net, and nice save by Briley Miller. Headed back the other way for the Six Nations Rebels. Now picking up at the bench is number 97, Danton Miller. Miller inside the Akwesasne zone gets it over to number 52. Garrett Weiss square, and he drops it. Now ball picked up by Matt Barassa, and now dumped over to Dalton round point, controlled by Abby Bomberry as he makes his way up to the Akwesasne bench. Now inside the Six Nations zone is number 18, Dalston Day with the ball. Now he's making his way up and around over cross court to Scubby Sunday. Sunday cross court to Zach Hops up top to Ugly David, shoots and just wide, and Miller to make the rebound. Miller headed back the other way with the ball. Is picking it up for Six Nations is number Chayton King into number 14, Mitch Green. Green with the ball, now passes across court, and we get a shot. First save of the game for Sam Burville. Picks it up and heads a long outlet pass, and now they're going to say there were too many men. Headed back the other way for the Six Nations Rebels is number 97, Danton Miller. The slow thing down, now he brings it into the Akwesasne zone. Miller still with the ball, long cross court pass to number 89 or 19. And that's an errant pass picked up by Chris Jordan. Headed back the other way is Kaysen Tarbaugh. Long pass up into the Akwesasne benches. Now with the ball is Blaze Reardon. Reardon up top to Skylar Thomas. Thomas makes his way, feeds it into Reardon. First save of the game for Briley Miller. Ball in the corner now. Scooping away. Picking up is number 9, Martin Drayton. Drayton now comes to the Akwesasne bench, or the Six Nation bench, dumps it off to number 10, Ricky Smith. Smith now dumps back off to Danton Miller. Miller into Green. Green now with the ball. He makes his way towards long cross court pass. Shot. Ooh! Another shot. Oh, and Verville with the save yet again. Coming to the way was Miller. Danton Miller now is passing in the corner to Mitch Green. Up top to Miller. Miller cross court pass to number 10, Ricky Smith. Oh, fast and furious. Now with the ball is Miller. Danton Miller with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Penalty to Akwesasne. Headed back the other way now is Mitch Green. Mitch Green now with the ball. He comes in, shoots, and Verville with an easy kick to sides shot. And coming for the first penalty of the game, it looks like headed off into the sin bin will be number 55, Jared Pitt. So now we'll see the first power play of the game. Six Nations, a well-disciplined team. With the ball up top is Miller. Miller over to Smith. Now with the ball is number 39, Travis Longbow. Up top to Smith. Now deep in the corner, now with the ball is Green. Green up top to Miller. Miller over to Longbow. Back to Miller, back to Longbow. Miller up top, now he shoots. That ball was blocked in front. Coming back the other way is Matt Barassa into the Six Nations zone. Now he's just going to slow things down as he waits for his teammates to come onside. Now with the ball is Scubby Sunday. He's just going to pop the ball into the zone to Ugly David. Zach Hops now with the ball. As he gets double teamed, now he's just going to run around. He's very strong on his feet. Now he heads back, shoots it over to Seth Oakes, and Oakes was crushed. Now back the other way is Smith. Nice save by Verville, keeping the Rebels off. Now headed back the other way is Abby Bomberry. Bomberry into the zone, dumps it off to Dalston Day. Dalston Day is going to pop into the corner, and still with the ball. Now he dumps it up top to number 25, Blaze Reardon. Reardon now getting checked into the boards. Still with the ball is Reardon. He splits the D. Now he's being held. No call there. Wow. With the ball now is Oakes. Oakes over to Day. Day cross court pass to Montour. Now they come up with a penalty. Up top now is Seth Oakes. Oakes with the ball into the corner to Dalston Day. Now Day just hangs on to the ball and gets a cross court to Montour. Montour still fakes a shot, still with the ball. Montour with the pass up top to Day. Now back to Oakes. Oakes with the ball in the corner to Reardon. Long cross court pass to Montour. Montour now is getting slashed. He's waiting. Now he makes a spin move. Still looking for an area to move. Now he passes up top to Skylar Thomas. Penalty to Jared Pitt now is over. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Here's with the ball is Seth Oakes. Fires it. Oh, and just wide. Seth Oakes with a blister of a shot, and he didn't miss by much. So with 15:04 left to go here in a scoreless period, Akwesasne will have its first power play of the game. Going off is number 9, Martin Drayton for the Six Nations Rebels.
Martin, 2 minutes per play, time 4 minutes 56 seconds.
So holding penalty to Martin as Briley Miller makes his way back to the Six Nations net. 15:04 left to go here. Oakes into brother Russ Oakes, into the corner to Sunday, up top to Oakes. Seth Oakes now in the corner over to Sunday. Shoots and scores! Skylar Thomas, the beautiful pass that has been working all season long on the power play as we make it 1-0 with just about 10 seconds into the penalty to Miller, or Drayton that is, and we make it 1-0 on a power play goal from number 83, Scubby Sunday, in this game 1 of the championship series. The winner of this series, ladies and gentlemen, going to Calgary for the Founders Cup.
Indians power play goal is scored by number 83.
Off the face-off control by Akwesasne. Bringing it into the Rebel zone is number 13, Zach Hops. Hops up top to Reardon, over to Montour. Montour in the corner to Seth Oakes. Oakes now bulls his way out in front, shoots. Ooh, a nice save by Miller. Picked up by number 66, Sherman Williams. Now they're going to bring the ball out. Slowing it down is number 91, Alex Henry. Henry drops it off to number 12, Josh Miller, as he makes his way inside the Akwesasne zone, dumping it off to Mitch Green. Mitch Green over to Miller, or over to Longbow. Now Miller with the ball. He comes in, shoots. A nice save by Verville. Headed back the other way is number 15, Oakley Thomas. 14:07 left to go here in the first period. Akwesasne up by a score of 1-0 on a power play goal from Scubby Sunday. Skylar Thomas with the ball over to Sunday. Now with the ball is Russ Oakes. Now he drops the ball. Penalty coming up to Six Nations. Oaks with the ball, gets it over to Thomas. Thomas shoots. Oh, and just wide. And we are going to get a cross-checking penalty, or interference penalty to number 9, Martin Drayton. His second penalty of the game. The last penalty only lasted 10 seconds. Now off the whistle. Inside the zone is Seth Oaks. Oaks up top over to Thomas. Back to Thomas with the ball. Now he pulls it back out over to Russ. Oaks back to Thomas. Shoots and just wide. And coming away with the ball is Six Nations as they make their way. And that ball was tipped out of his stick. Is still with the ball is number 91, Alex Henry. Dumps it way up top to number 10, Ricky Smith. Smith with the ball now over to number 17, Lane Smith. Lane Smith with the ball, long cross-court pass, and that was almost picked up by Casey Tarbell. Headed back the other way is Abby Bomberry. Ball gets out of his stick and picked up by number 52, Garrett Weiss Square. Now Aaron pass, we could be going to the race. Nope. And coming away with the ball is Matt Barassa. 1 minute left to go in the penalty to Drayton. Akwesasne now controlling ball inside the zone. Is up top is Seth Oaks. Over to Russ, back to Seth. Seth now with the ball over to Thomas. Thomas shoots it. Nice save by Miller. Thomas picking up his own rebound. Cross court to Sunday, shoots and scores! Scubby Sunday! Second power play goal of the game. On a beautiful pass from one of the best playmakers and Rookie of the Year in the Ontario Lacrosse Association Junior B, Skylar Thomas. So with 12:31 left to go here in the first period, Akwesasne with a 2-goal lead. Off of the face-off control by number 91, Alex Henry. Henry dumping it off to number 7, Denton Miller. Miller inside the Akwesasne zone, dumps it in the corner to Mitch Green. Mitch Green now with the ball over to Longbow. Longbow shoots, and that was kicked aside by Verville. Picked up by Miller. Denton Miller now looking. He passes it over to Travis Longbow. Longbow shot, nice save by Verville yet again. Now Indians come up with the ball as Verville scoops it up, and he's just going to dump it in the corner to number 24, Kason Tarbell. 11:54 left to go here in the first period. Indians bring it into the Rebel zone with Dalston Day. Day into the corner to Zach Hops. Hops now makes a move. On him is Williams. Hops with the ball now, fires a pass over to 42. Russ Oaks, he gets a shot that was just wide. Long rebound. Verville not looking to pick it up, and they're just going to let the shot clock go. Now inside the Akwesasne zone is number 22, Braden Hill. And now they're going to assess a too many men penalty to Akwesasne. And serving that penalty with number 77, Chad George. No, now they're saying Oakley Thomas. So for the second power play of the game for Six Nations, with the ball is Travis Longbow. Longbow now up top to Mitch Green. Over, back top to Mitch Green, over to Longbow. Longbow over to Miller, back to Longbow. Up top to Green. Green fires, shoots, and there's a nice save by Verville. Headed back the other way. With the ball now into the Akwesasne zone, chasing it down is number 9, Ugly David. He secures the ball. He's just going to make a long pass up to Skylar Thomas. 1:30 left to go in the penalty. 11 minutes left to go in the game. Akwesasne up by a score of 2-1. Now with the ball is number 83, Scubby Sunday. Sunday fires the ball in the corner to Montour. Montour now with the ball. He's going to make his way, hang on to the ball, gets it over to Ugly David. David back to Sunday, just out of his reach, but picked up by Montour. Now over to Sunday, or to David, and Sunday was streaking into the corner. David didn't see him. They're just going to kill clock with 1 minute left to go in the penalty. Now with the ball is Ugly David. David passed to Montour. Montour over to David. That just out of his reach. And now with 44 seconds left to go in the penalty to Robillard. Or that would be Chad George. Inside the Akwesasne zone, Green with a errant pass to a number 17, Lane Smith. Back to Green up top to Miller. That ball was picked off by Abby Bomberry. Bomberry at the Akwesasne bench. And now into the zone is number 13, Zach Hops. Hops comes in, shoots. Oh, a nice save by Miller. Hops running down the rebound. Williams picks that up, but Hops all over him. Nice forechecking on behalf of Zach Hops. Still fighting over the ball. And now they're going to say it's Arrows or Rebel ball. Bring it up as number 9, Martin Drayton. Drayton dumps it off to number 10, Ricky Smith. Ricky Smith inside the Akwesasne zone, all even. Streaking in is Danton Miller. Miller with the ball, he falls down. On him was Barassa coming away with the ball. And they're going to say there was holding on Dalton Rompoint. And they're going to give the ball over to Akwesasne at midcourt. Picking up the ball at center is number 18, Dalston Day. Day into the corner to Skylar Thomas. Skylar Thomas now with the ball, slowing the action down. He's got Montour up top. He didn't quite see him. Now dishes it off in the corner to Day. Day over into Sunday. Sunday shoots and scores! Scubby Sunday with a natural hat trick as he scores the 3rd goal of the game. An even strength goal. Once again from a nice pass from the ultimate playmaker, Skylar Thomas. So with 8:51 left to go here in the first period, Akwesasne with a 3-goal lead. And off the face-off will be Akwesasne ball.
The Indians go to Spirit Knights, scored by number 83, Sky Sunday. This is number 18, Dalston Day.
Now Montour with the ball over to David, up top to Oakes. Now in the corner to Seth Oakes. Seth Oakes now looking, tried to feather a pass inside, picked up by Montour. Over to David, back to shoots and scores! Russ Oakes! Ladies and gentlemen, the candle has been lit. And Briley Miller making his way over to the Six Nations net. Six Nations bench rather, timeout, a very much needed timeout as the Akwesasne Junior B Indians have pulled out to a 4-0 lead with 8:32 left to go here in the first period. We said, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this series goes to Calgary for the 2015 Founders Cup Championship of Canada.
At 69, Ackley, David. And with 15, Rahul Montour. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 28 seconds.
So the goal for credited to Russ Oakes with assist from Ugly David and Gahalios Montour. Off of the face-off controlled. Still nobody controlling, coming away with the ball. It looks like Martin Drayton. There's a lot of shoving, pushing and shoving inside the Akwesasne zone. Still nobody has control of the ball. Little anger management problems going on there. And now they're going to say it's going to be Six Nations ball with 8:06 left to go here in the first period. Akwesasne with a 4-0 lead. Way up top is number 52, Garrett Vice Square. Now with the ball is Mitch Green, cross-court pass to number 39, Travis Longboat. Longboat looking for somebody to pass to. He still has control of the ball, gets it over to Miller. Miller cross-court over to Vice. Now with the ball is Mitch Green. Green over to Longboat, or King rather, coming away with the ball is Pitt. Pitt makes his way into the Six Nations zone. He's going to stop and drop the ball over to number 18, Dalston Day. Day up top to Skylar Sunday, over to Day. Day up top to Montour. Montour in the corner to Sunday. Sunday now with the ball, or Oakes with the ball, cross-court pass that was just tipped. And ball picked up by Seth Oakes. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. 3, and they're just get a shot off. And that goes up into the mesh. Coming back the other way is the Six Nations Rebels. Coming away with the ball is number 12, Josh Miller. Miller into number 27, Hill. Now with the ball is Travis Longboat. or make that Smith. Ricky Smith with the ball, looking for somebody to pass, gets it over to Green. Green fires a pass that was almost picked off by Chad George rather. Now coming away with the ball. Oh, an errant pass. And now Miller with the ball. He's just going to dump it off to number 22, Braden Hill. He gets it up into the Six Nations bench to Miller. Miller makes his way inside the Akwesasne zone. Miller still with the ball. He's shot that one off the post, and that's going to go up into the crowd. It will be Six Nations ball. 6:28 left to go here in the opening period. Akwesasne up by a score of 4-0. With the ball now is Smith with a nice shot, and Verville with the save. He fakes a pass out. Now he's just going to dump it off to Chad George as he dumps it into the Akwesasne bench. Coming away with the ball is Ugly David. Now with the ball is Reardon. Reardon into the corner. He stops, puts it up top to Russ Oakes, over to Scubby Sunday. Scubby Sunday makes his way to the net, dumps it over to David. David up top, feeds it over to Sunday. Sunday shoots and scores! Scubby Sunday! Goal number 4 and the 5th goal of the game. With 5:56 left to go here in the opening period, Akwesasne with a commanding 5-0 lead. And now making a goalie change will be Daniel Hill. Riley Miller pulling himself out of the game as Scubby Sunday with his 4th goal of the game.
Assistant number 9, Ugly David. And number 25, Blaze Reardon. Time to go.
Seth Oakes with the ball, dumps it inside to Brother Russ, and that just bumped off the stick. And now he goes in hard into the boards, and they're going to say it's white ball. Now Oakes with the ball, trying to dump it over, and coming away with the ball is number 18, Dalston Day, up top to Montour. Montour with a swim move. Now he gets a pass over to Sunday, shoots, and scores! Skylar Thomas making it 6-0 with 5:22 left to go here in the first period. Game number 1 of the championship series in the Ontario Junior B Lacrosse League. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, the winner of this game is going to Calgary and the 2015 Founders Cup. And now back in the nets for the Rebels is number 90, or number 74, Riley Miller.
And number 66, Seth Oakes.
Travis Longboat now with the ball, dumps it in the corner of Ricky Smith, trying to get a ball out in front. That ball was tipped and now picked off by Abby Bomberry. Now in the corner, behind the net is number 24, Kason Tarbell, as he makes his way up and dumps it into Reardon inside the Six Nations zone. Reardon now spins still with the ball. Now it looks like he's going to bull his way out. Now he gets it over to Gahelios Montour. Montour shoots, and that ball was picked off in front. And now going into the corner and picked up and by number 20, Dalen Hill. And he just dumps it over to Miller, and now up top coming away with the ball is number 88, Chayton King. Passing up to Josh Miller inside to number 27, Hill. Hill over to King, and King comes away with the ball, and now the ball is picked up by Sam Verville. And behind the net coming away with the ball is number 15, Oakley Thomas. 4:10 left to go here in the first period, and a 5-6-0 lead. On 4 goals by Scubby Sunday and 1 by Skylar Thomas. Now he comes away with the ball that was almost picked off, and with the ball is Russ Oakes. Russ Oakes now with the ball brings his way inside the Six Nations zone. And still with the ball, Oakes trying to feed it over to Dalston Day. That just off his stick, and Thomas gets roughed off the ball, and coming away was Martin Drayton. Now with the ball is number 97, Danton Miller. As he slows things down, gets the ball into Travis Longwell. That one goes off his head and scoops up the rebound, and now into Miller. Miller in the corner to Miller, and Verville with the save yet again. Coming away with the ball is Pitt as he's met and crushed in front. And coming away was number 4, Matt Barrasso, with 3:20 left to go here in the opening period. Akwesasne with a commanding 6-0 lead. Now inside the zone is Reardon, makes it up top to Seth Oakes. He shoots from far out, and Riley Miller with the save. and scooped up in the pad somewhere.
During the first intermission, as the Akwesasne Storm Bantam Provincial B champions will be introduced here right after the first period.
So we got
Enjoy the show here as we introduce.
We got the Bantam B champions to be announced in the intermission with the ball inside the Akwesasne zone. There's a nice shot and save by Burville. Coming away with the ball is Thomas. Thomas just going to dump it at the Akwesasne bench to number 14, Gahalio's Montour. Montour scooping it back to Seth Oakes, over to Russ Oakes. Oakes fires a pass to Scubby Sunday, and the shot kicked aside by Miller. I didn't quite see how much time was left, but now there's running for the ball. That was a dangerous pass or play inside now. Number 27, Hill, with the ball inside the Akwesasne zone, then dumps it off to Danton Miller. Miller over to Longboat. Longboat now back to Miller. Miller over to Hill. Hill to Green. Green now, he's going to wind up, try to make his way in on Chad George. He shoots, that goes wide. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. 2-1, and that's going to be it for the Six Nations as they turn the ball over on a shot clock violation. Headed back the other way is Seth Oakes. Into the corner to number 9, Ugly David. David now with the ball, slowing things down with 1:47 left to go here in the first period. Akwesasne up 6-0. Oh, and they try to give and go passes. Montour just off his stick with 1:38 left to go. Montour with the ball, nice move. Nice pass over, shoots, oh! And Ugly David, as Miller came away with the ball, now forcing his way is Skylar Thomas. And now he makes his way, and he's going to fire a pass over to Montour. Montour, ooh, off the post. And coming way up out top is Seth Oakes. Just makes a long pass into Skylar Thomas with 1:15 left to go here in the opening period. Russ Oakes with the ball, shoots and scores! Russ Oakes with a fast and furious offensive performance for the Akwesasne Indians as they pull away early in this game, late in the first period. The 7th goal of the period, scored by number 42, Russ Oakes. And ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at a packed house here to watch this confrontation between the Six Nations Rebels and the Akwesasne Junior B Indians. Last minute of play in the first period. Now we're going to have some.
Scored by number 32,
Now going off for the Akwesasne Indians is number 19, Thomas Benedict. 2 minutes. So for the next 54 seconds, Six Nations will have a power play, and the ball is, with the ball now, is Mitch Green. Green up top to Miller. Miller over to Longboat, back to Longboat, over to Green. Now Mitch Green shoots, and that one just went wide and goes up and into the stands. With the ball now is Abby Bomberry with 37 seconds left to go here in the period. Gets it over to Zach Hops. Zach Hops in the Six Nations zone, dumps it up top to Russ Oakes. And Russ Oakes makes a pass that was picked off. Headed back the other way is number 18, Ty Logan. And he loses possession of the ball, picks it up with 19 seconds left to go, dumps it in the corner to Mitch Oakes, or Mitch. That was Kessler Doolittle with a shot, and that was scooped up by Verville. Headed back the other way, Skylar Thomas with 5 seconds left and trying to get something in, and then Skylar Thomas been pushed around. Him and Alex Henry having a go.
And by Indians 14.
So after 20 minutes of play, Akwesasne 7 and the Six Nations Rebels nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little presentation of the Bantam B champions as they come away victorious from Whitby this week. We will be running it live, and we'll join you in just a little bit to bring you second period action.
Introducing the Akwesasne Storm Bantams. Fellas, when you hear your name, just step forward a couple of steps. Louis Barnes. William Melville. Stone Shaw. Cody Clean. Skyler David. Trevor David. John Jacobs. Drayden Jackson. Kyler Johnson. Kelvin King. Ian Mitchell. Memphis Mitchell. Trenton Mitchell. Tyrell Mitchell. Alec Rose. That's you, Alec. I couldn't resist. Lauren Porter. Caden Skitters. Tyron Skitters. And Isaiah Skitters. The head coach was Jim Barnes. Assistant coaches Craig Cree and John Jacobs. The coaching staff and management are very proud of the players who would like to thank and acknowledge their parents and families for their time, dedication, and commitment to the Bantam team and the Akwesasne Storm Lacrosse Association. Congratulations, fellas. Good luck in your pursuits.
Hi, I'm Coach Sean Martin. I've been coaching youth sports for 20 years, mostly here at Salmon River. I've been doing this program coaching boys into men.
It's nice to talk to somebody you can look up to.
Ready?
Yep.
I commit to take a stand
Against relationship abuse
And I believe that violence is neither a solution nor a sign of strength.
By taking this pledge, I publicly announce violence against anyone.
And I understand that by treating everyone with respect, I am a role model to others.
A world of respect starts today.
And it starts with me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for second period action and the championship series between the Six Nation Rebels and the hometown Akwesasne Junior B Indians. And you could say it was all the Scubby Sunday show in the first period with 4 goals. We also had goals from Russ Oakes and Skylar Thomas. The Indians pulled out with 7 goals in the first period. None on the side of the Six Nation Rebels, and it's a pretty stunned crowd here on the side of the Rebels. They can't figure out
Good job, boys. Awesome, guys. Good job.
Sam Verville as he's kept them off the scoreboard here in back in the first period. Play just about to get underway here at the Akwesasne Arena. In the net for the Six Nations Rebels, big number 74, Briley Miller, and his counterpart back in the Akwesasne net is number 30, Sam Verville. Six Nations will start off with a minute and 5 power play as Thomas Benedict went off for high sticking at the end of the first period. play just about ready to get underway. The second period action just about ready to begin. Off the face-off inside the Akwesasne zone, or the Six Nations zone. Still a big scrum. Coming away with the ball is Six Nations. Now with the ball is number 14, Mitch Green. Mitch Green dumps it off to number 97, Danton Miller, and he dumps it over to Longboat. Longboat back to Miller. Miller with the ball shoots, a nice save by Sam Verville. Coming away with the ball is Abby Bomberry as he makes a long outlet pass to number 60, Seth Oakes. Oakes with the ball now dumps it up top to number 42, Russ Oakes. Russ Oakes now just hanging on to the ball. He makes a nice move and dumps it over to Ugly David. David in the corner to Hops. This power play, or this penalty kill unit, just as dangerous as a power play with 17 shorthanded goals. Here comes Russ Oakes, shoots, oh, a nice save by Riley Miller. And coming away with the rebound is number 13, Zach Hops. Now we're all even on the floor now. Russ Oakes with the ball. Tries to feed it, he tries to feed it into Montour. And now Oakes down on the floor as he was hacked up by number 11, Phil Henry. Henry still with the ball and dumps it off to number 52, Garrett Weiss. Weiss with the ball, dumps it up top to Green. Green up to Longboat. Back to Weiss. Over to Longboat. Longboat, and there's a save by Verville. Verville, long outlet pass. It makes it over to Seth Oakes. Oakes with the ball. Now he bulls his way in. Oakes still with the ball. Dumps it off in the corner to Scubby Sunday. Sunday now back to Oakes. Russ Oakes makes his way over. Looking for somebody to pass, gets it over, and that one's picked off. Inside, and coming away with the ball is number 22, Braden Hill. Gets it up into Travis Longboat in the Akwesasne zone. Longboat waiting for his mates to come onside, gets it over to Danton Miller. Miller now with the ball makes his way inside the Akwesasne zone. Nice pick by Green, and that shot was kicked aside by Verville. Coming away with the ball was Thomas Benedict, and now with the ball is number 10, Abby Bomberry. Bomberry now gets it into the Six Nations zone, and in the corner with the ball is number 14, the Galileo's Montour. Montour now on him. Montour shoots, and that ball was picked off by Miller. Some hacking going on, and now it looks like our Six Nations is going off for slashing. Number 11, Phil Henry, he put a crack on Russ Oakes about a minute and a half ago. He's going into the sin bin for the next 2 minutes for slashing. So Akwesasne with their third power play of the game. First of the period, and the ball is Russ Oakes, up top to Seth Oakes. Over to Skylar Thomas. Thomas in the corner to David. Now back to Thomas. Thomas up top to Oakes. That one's picked off. Headed back the other way for Six Nations is number 19, Kessler Doolittle. And coming back, trying to make a play for the Akwesasne Indians is number 66, Seth Oakes. He's going off 2 minutes. So to even up the series, or even up the strength on the floor. So for the next, I'm going to say a minute and 39 seconds, it'll be all even. With the ball inside the zone is Ricky Smith. Smith across court to Green. Green over to Longboat. Travis Longboat now with the ball, looking for somewhere to move. Gets it up top to Miller. Miller over to Green. Green now with the ball over to Smith. Smith makes his way in. Now he's coming in on Dalton Round Point. Still with the ball. Now is Travis Longboat. Over to Green, or Miller. Miller shoots, and that's just wide, and that's going to go into the net. 1:08 left to go in the penalty to Henry, and minute 24 in the penalty to Seth Oakes. Coming inside the zone is Montour. Montour gets it over to Sunday. Sunday in over to Reardon. In the corner to Day. Dawson Day now with the ball. He makes a move. Gets it inside to Reardon. Reardon falls on it, somehow comes away with it, picks it back up, gets it all over to Day. That was just off his stick. Now they're running hard into the board. Coming away with the ball is Day, and he loses possession. Picking up for the Six Nations Rebel is number 9, Drayton. He's going to dump it off to number 52, Garrett Vice Square. Square into the Akwesasne zone. He shoots. That ball picked off by Pitt. And here we go. All alone is Jared Pitt. Shoots. Oh, and Miller with the save. And Miller up top now to number 91, Alex Henry. Henry passing it over to Vice Square. Now the penalty to Six Nations is over for the next 15 seconds. He'll have a power play. Longboat with the ball, gets it up top to Miller. Miller in the corner to Green. Now over to Longboat, and there's a nice save by Verville. Headed back the other way, and just out of his reach was Pitt, but somehow still making a play on it. Coming back the other way is Mitch Green. Now we're all even with 14:43 left to go here in the second period. Coming away with the ball is Travis Longboat. Longboat to Hill. Hill brings it now into the Akwesasne zone. Over to Smith. Smith drops the ball, as so does number 12, Josh Miller. Now Longboat shoved to the floor by Bomberry. Longboat gets it up top to King. King with a shot that just goes wide. Coming all the way down into the Six Nations zone is Danton Miller. Miller's got 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets it into the Akwesasne zone to number 39, Travis Longboat. Longboat dumps it off to King. King over to Green or Miller. Now across court, and that one was blocked in front by, and a shot clock violation. Headed back the other way is Russ Oakes with 13:45 left to go here in the second period. Akwesasne up by a score of 7-0. Now with the ball is Gahalio's Montour. Montour across court pass to Hops. Hops up top to Thomas. Now Thomas makes a move in, looking for somebody to dumps it off in front to Montour. That shot was just wide. Ball picked up at the Akwesasne bench. And now headed back the other way is number 19, Doolittle. Kessler Doolittle with the ball. Looking for somebody to pass to. He's got nobody to come to the ball. And he gets it over cross court to Vice Square. Square with the ball. He makes his way into the zone. Dumps it off to Mitch Green. Mitch Green cross court pass to Smith. Ricky Smith with the ball. Now he shoots. Ball kicked aside by Verville. Up top now with the ball is number 14, Mitch Smith, with 12:49 left to go here in the second period. Score still 7-0 in front of the Akwesasne Indians. Now Chris George will be going off for high sticking. With the ball now is number 17, Lane Smith. Smith gets it over to Danton Miller. Miller now with the ball, and that one's picked off, almost picked off by Zach Hops. With the ball is Longboat, and somehow Vice Square, that one off his helmet. So Akwesasne will be in the penalty box yet again as number 7, Chris Square, going off for high sticking. So he took a shot into Doolittle.
Indians penalty to number 7, Chris George. 2 minutes for high sticking at 7 minutes, 36 seconds.
Miller brings the ball into Green. Green over to Longboat, down in the corner to Smith. Back to Longboat, over to Green up top. He fakes a shot. Now Green with the ball over to Longboat, over to Miller. Now Miller with the ball. And a pass to Smith. Lane Smith with the ball. He shoots. That one was high and wide. And somehow that ball went in behind Verville. Now headed back the other way is Abby Bomberry. Long pass into the Six Nations zone. And coming away with the ball is Scubby Sunday. Sunday with pass course to Ugly David. David in the corner to Reardon. Reardon now with the ball, bring it way up top As I think they got a set play designed here, and with the ball is number 83, Scubby Sunday. Now cross court to Reardon, over to David. 11:30 left to go here in the second period. 1:04 left to go in the penalty to Chris George. Reardon up top to David. David in the corner to Sunday. Sunday now with the ball. And Akwesasne just content. Now Sunday makes a way to, and he's hacked. Coming away with the ball is number 42, Russ Oakes. Oakes cross court pass to number 9, Ugly David. Now behind the back pass to Reardon. Reardon back to David. He had a streaking Russ Oakes and didn't pass it to him. Gets it over to David. Now back to Oakes, over to Oakes. And 30 seconds left in the penalty to Chris George. Now with the ball is number 66, Seth Oakes. All firing on all 4 cylinders tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Offense, defense, power play, and a penalty kill, or man down. David with the ball now over to Dalston Day. 12 seconds left to go in the penalty, and Dave fires a pass over to Seth Oakes, who brings it up top, and now back to Day, and that's going to do it for the penalty to Chris George. And now we're all even as Dalston Daywood makes his way to the net. On him is Williams. Pass over to Seth Oakes. Oakes fires, and Miller with the save, kick to side, coming away with the rebound. His own rebound is Seth Oakes. Oakes fires a cross-court pass to Hops. Somehow that one got picked up. Headed back the other way is Martin Drayton. He's just going to pull that out. And coming away with the ball is Josh Miller. He brings it up top to Vice Squared. Now with the ball is number 10, Ricky Smith. He brings his way into the Akwesasne zone. Smith still with the ball, looking for somebody to pass to, gets it over to Square. Square now over to Dan Miller. Now with the ball is Miller. Josh Miller still with the ball, trying to get it over the shoot and score! I believe that was Kevin Owen Hill putting the Rebels back on, or on the board rather. They had a 30-minute drought to start the game.
Six Nations goal was scored by number 27, Kevin Owen Hill. Assist to number 12, Josh Miller. And number 10, Ricky Smith. Time 10 minutes, 23 seconds.
Off the face-off, controlled by Akwesasne as they bring it into the Six Nations zone is number 66, Seth Oakes. Oakes now dumped off to Sunday with a shot that just went high and wide. Coming away with the rebound is number 3, Skylar Thomas. Thomas makes his way into the Akwesasne, or the Six Nations zone. Gets it over to Reardon. Reardon over to Sunday. Somehow Miller got a hold of that. And now there's a lot of funny business going on. Coming away with the ball is Alex Henry. Henry to the Six Nations bench. Gets it over to Longboat. Longboat bringing the ball inside the Akwesasne zone, looking, somebody gets it over to Miller, and Miller with a shot that went off. It was deflected in front, or went into the body. And now 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Coming away with the ball is number 22, Dalton Roundpoint, gets it up to Matt Barassa, who's just going to wait at the Akwesasne bench, dumping the ball off to number 9, Ugly David. 8:25 left to go here in the second period. Akwesasne up by a score of 7-1. David with the ball, trying to fire a pass that was tipped in front. David trying to, now coming away with the ball is Day. Long shot. No, he doesn't. And that one just wide with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And Ugly David just going to dump the ball into the corner. Coming back away is, for the Six Nations Rebels, is Danton Miller. He crosses into the Akwesasne zone, gives it over to Mitch Green. Green cross-court pass to Travis Longboat. Longboat looking for somebody to pass it just off the stick of Owen Hill. He still gets it. Now he picks up the ball, passing it over to Josh Miller. Miller with the ball. He shot. Nice save. Inside. Oh, and a beautiful save by Sam Burville. Somehow keeping it out of the net. And Mitch Green had all kinds of real estate to shoot at. And Verville coming away with a great save. 7:25 left to go here in the second period. Akwesasne up by a score 7-1. Zach Hops now dumps the ball in the corner to number 3, Skylar Thomas. Over to Reardon, Reardon short. Nice save by Miller. Headed back the other way for the Six Nations Rebels is number 34, Ashton Jacobs. Now coming away in the zone is Miller. Miller over to Green. Green now over back to Miller. Miller into Smith. And now headed back the other way is Abby Bomberry and Jared Pitt. Now Pitt shoots. Oh, a nice save by Miller. Somehow keeping that out of the net was Briley Miller for the Six Nations Rebels. Now with the ball is number 66, Seth Oakes. He dropped the ball and on him. Scooping it now is Montour. Montour dumps it up top to Day. Day in the corner to David. Over to Oakes, and that goes off his stick. Coming away with the ball is Martin Drayton. Drayton, now that pass was picked off by Dalston Day. Day over to Montour. Montour pulls it back out as he notices he's got numbers against him. Montour over to Day. Day now with a dipsy doodle. How do you do? Over to Barassa somehow. Miller got a piece of that to keep Matt Barassa off the board. Now coming back the other way is Smith. Ricky Smith now with the ball inside the Akwesasne zone with 4:47 left to go here in the second period. Akwesasne up 7-1. Ricky Smith with the ball. Cross-court pass to Owen Hill. His pass over to Green, that was off his stick. Now Green recovers. Inside to Smith. Smith with the shot and Verville coming away with the ball. Now with the ball is Bomberry, fires a long pass up to the Akwesasne bench to number 42, Russ Oakes. 5:20 left to go here in the second period. Akwesasne up by a score of 7-1. Oakes up top to brother Seth Oakes, back to Russ Oakes. Oakes makes his way and feathers the pass over to Seth Oakes, shoot, and Miller comes away with the ball. Briley Miller of the Six Nations Rebels with a good save, and come back the other way is Henry. Alex Henry at the bench gives it to Lane Smith. Smith over to Longboat. Longboat up top. Now with the ball is Smith. Lane Smith over, and that's a shot, and that goes off the crossbar. With 4:45 left to go here in the second period, and Akwesasne with a 7-1 lead in this opening game, the championship series between the Akwesasne Indians and the Six Nations Rebels. Fed inside, and that goes up and into the mesh. That's going to be Akwesasne ball. Pitt with the ball. Now he's just going to make his way to the Akwesasne bench. Fires a long pass up to Zach Hops. Hops hit from behind. He goes to the floor, and that ball goes over with a nice pass to Russ Oakes. Oakes now with a nice move, shoots, and that one just goes just wide. And picking it up for the Six Nations Rebels is Alex Henry. Henry going to dump it up top to Mitch Green at the Six Nations bench with 4 minutes left to go here in the second period. Akwesasne up by a score 7-1. Green, or Danton Miller with the ball. Feeds it over to Smith. Smith over to Weiss. He was crushed in front and headed back the other way. As Casey Tarbell, ball just got off his stick and picked up by number 66, Seth Oakes, with 3:40 left to go here. Tried to feather pass into Ugly David, that just off his stick. Headed back the other way is number 19, Kessler Doolittle. He gets it into the Akwesasne zone to Travis Longboat. Longboat up top to number 52, Garrett Weiss Square. Square down inside. Tries to make a pass that somehow Travis Longboat picks it up. Now with the ball, coming away with the ball is Ugly David. And with a little love tap from Chad George, right in the lower extremity units. Some would say the family jewels. Place that was well protected, we hope. Now with the ball is Travis Longboat. Dumps it in the corner to Danton Miller. Miller now makes his way into the zone. Looking for somebody to pass, gets it over to Longboat. Longboat steps in, shoots, a nice save by Verville. Coming back. Don't quite understand the reason for that stoppage of play was, but Owen Hill was hung on to by Chris George. Now Danton Miller with the ball, looking for somebody to get it over to. Oh, nice shot by number 88, Chayton King, as he gets a blister by Sam Verville to make the score 7-2 with 2:48 left to go here in the second period. This opening game of the OLA Championship Series of Junior B. Winner of this contest will make their way to Calgary for the 2015 Founders Cup.
Time to go with 17 minutes, 12 seconds.
Verville makes his way back to the Akwesasne net. Play just about ready to get underway. Coming away off the faceoff is Martin Drayton for the Six Nations Rebels. He dumps it inside to Josh Miller. Miller in the corner to Longboat. Longboat up top to Square. Square over to Lane Smith. He gets inside. Travis Longboat. Nice shot. Makes it 7-3. As Six Nations answers with 3 unanswered goals here in the second period. After trailing 7-0, they come clawing their way back as Travis Longboat puts them back on the board for the third goal of the game. Off the face-off, controlled by Akwesasne's Abby Bomberry, gets it over to Casey Tarbell into Seth Oakes, and Briley Miller coming away with the save. And now Miller going to drag the ball. A little bit of funny business going on there. It looks like both players, nope, just Seth Oakes going off as he smacked up Ashton Jacobs, but he's going to go off for 2 minutes probably for roughing. 2:18 left to go here in the second period. Akwesasne up by a score of 7-3. Mid-screen over to Travis Longboat. In the corner to Smith. Back to Longboat. Up top to Danton Miller. Miller over to Green. In the corner to Weiss. Weiss square now over to Green. Back up to Miller. And Green's going to take it his way down and he gets it over to Longboat. And somehow that went off the crossbar. Coming away with the ball is Akwesasne's Abby Bomberry. Gets it up to Kason Tarbell. Tarbell now making his way. He loses possession of the ball. Coming away with the ball is Travis Longboat. Now Miller with the ball with 1:41 left to go here in the second period. 1:20 in the penalty to Seth Oakes. Longboat brings the ball in, passes into Smith. Smith back to Longboat. Longboat up top to Miller. Miller now with the ball over to Longboat. Longboat cross corner to Weiss. And somehow that gets out of his stick. Adam Bomberry headed back the other way. We got Bomberry and Oakes. Oakes over to Bomberry. Shoots. Oh! Off the crossbar. And the corner in the scrum is Russ Oakes. Among the way is with the ball is Blaze Reardon. Reardon with 44 seconds left to go. Last minute of the period. Now with the ball is Scubby Sunday. Sunday cross court to Skylar Thomas. Thomas back to Reardon. On him is Williams. Reardon fakes a pass. Now he's got 2 guys on him. And now he makes his way. Still with the ball hammered in front. And now he loses possession of the ball. And now we got Alex Henry with the ball, and we're going to get another penalty with 32 seconds left to go here. Ricky Smith with the ball into Zane Smith, back up top to Miller. Miller with a shot, and that goes wide. So with 8 seconds left to the penalty to Seth Oakes. Blaze Reardon going off for high sticking with 25 seconds left to go here in the second period. Going to be an interesting third period as the Six Nations Rebels have kept the Akwesasne Indians off the clock, or off the scoreboard rather, for the 19 minutes and 35 seconds. So we shall see how it ends. It's going to be an interesting third period as Six Nations takes Akwesasne taking timeout with 25 seconds left to go here in the second period. There will be 2 men down for the next 8 seconds as Bradley Miller makes his way over to the Six Nations bench for some much needed water. He played a hell of a second period, keeping the Akwesasne Indians off the scoreboard. So it's kind of been like flip-flop for the goaltender, Sam Verville, keeping Six Nations off the scoreboard for the first period, and Bradley Miller keeping the Indians off the scoreboard for the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd advise everybody to come on out and support these guys. We will, they have played a great season, as did the Six Nations Rebels. So for the next 25 seconds, the Akwesasne Indians will be on the penalty kill, man down, rather. Now with the ball is Mitch Green in the corner to Owen Hill. Back to Green. Green over to Longboat. Longboat over to, and just off his stick with 16 seconds left to go. With the ball is Travis Longboat. And that ball was picked off by Chris George. 5 seconds left to go. Longboat with an easy save. And Bomberry just going to make a long shot down into the Six Nations zone. So after 40 minutes of play, ladies and gentlemen, Akwesasne 7, the Six Nations Rebels 3. So join us in about 10 minutes or so for the exciting third period action. It's going to be a barn burner as Akwesasne was held off of the scoreboard for the second period, and Six Nations answered with 3 unanswered goals. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in a little bit.
Welcome to the Grand Mohawk Inn on the River, your home away from home. Located in Hogansburg, New York, nestled alongside the beautiful Racket River. Comfortable rooms available with magnificent water views. Perfect for the business traveler, romantic honeymooner, or family getaway. Available for special events, weddings, or simple get-togethers. The Grand Mohawk Inn on the River. Minutes from the Canadian border and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino, and always tax-free. Arrive by land or sea. We have riverside docking available. Visit our website at www.grandmohawk.com to reserve your stay at the Grand Mohawk Inn on the River today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for third period action in this championship series between the Akwesasne Indians and the Six Nation Rebels. The Indians kept the Rebels off the clock for the first period, Rebels answering the same in the second with 3 unanswered goals to bring a tight and very interesting third period as the Akwesasne Indians lead by a score of 7-3.
Welcome back, Akwesasne Junior B
Indians make their way to the floor, so action should be getting started fast and furious here. It's going to be a very entertaining and exciting period. Akwesasne on the penalty kill for the first minute and 34 seconds of the period as Blaze Reardon went off late in the second period for slashing. Play just about ready to get underway here at the Autnolago Arena for this first game in the championship series between the Rebels of Six Nations and the Indians of Akwesasne. Face-off control by Akwesasne as Jared Pitt makes his way into the Six Nations zone. Pitt still with the ball, dumps it up top to Ugly David. David with the ball now, he not knowing he was on a penalty. Now with the ball is Danton Miller. Miller brings it inside the Akwesasne zone with minute 14 left in the penalty to Reardon. Now with the ball is Travis Longboat up top to Miller. Miller back to Longboat, back to Miller, and to Smith. Smith over to Weiss. Weiss back to Smith. Nice save by Verville. Verville in the corner to George. George makes his way with a pass up to Zach Hops. Hops now with the ball, makes his way into the Six Nations zone. He's looking for people. Now coming on is Scubby Sunday. He makes a pass that was picked off by number 18, Ty Logan. Now with the ball is Alex Henry as he makes his way to the Six Nations bench, dumps it off to Longboat. Now with the ball is King. King passes it over to, now with the ball is Green, over to King, up top to Miller. Miller into Weiss. Up top to Miller. Miller with a shot, and easy save by Verville. Coming away with the ball for the Akwesasne Indians. Skylar Thomas looking, somehow comes away with the ball, and he's harassed by Miller, and he goes down. And now with the ball is Montour. Montour behind the Six Nations net. Dumps it up top to Seth Oakes. Oakes back to Montour. All even. Over now with the ball is Reardon. Reardon to Thomas. Thomas with a spin move. Nice play. Oh, and he was hit up high. And coming away with the ball is Six Nations. That would be Jacobs. Jacobs at the Six Nations bench, dumps it off to Longbow. Over to Hill. Over to Weiss. Now up top to Miller. That ball is picked off by Dalton Rompoint. Rompoint now makes his way up to the Akwesasne bench. He drops the ball, picked up by Smith. Scrum in front, coming away with the ball is Jared Pitt. Pitt with a long pass up. That was picked off by Alex Henry. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, very fast and exciting action here in the third period. 17:30 left to go. Akwesasne up by a score of 7-3. Mitch Green now with the ball, brings it in, gets it over to number 17, Lane Smith, over to Longboat. Now back to Green, over to Smith. Smith with long shot, easy save, and Green coming away with the rebound. Green on the opposite side of the floor looking for someone to pass to. He gets it up to number 17, Lane Smith. Now over to Longboat. Longboat shot, and that was kicked away by Verville. Now in front, ooh, and nice defensive play as Abby Bomberry off to the races. Now he's just going to pull things out, and he makes his way to the Akwesasne bench, and on him is number 88, Chayton King. Now coming back is Barassa. Barassa into the Six Nations zone is Day. Day in the corner to Hops. Hops still looking for somebody. He gets over to Sunday, and nice save by Miller. Headed back the other way is King with a long pass up to Dalen Hill. He slows action down and gives it off to Ricky Smith. Ricky Smith now over to Green. Green in the corner, and that's lost. Picked up by Chris George. No, and now it's going to be scooped up by Verville as he dumps it off to Chris George. George now making his way towards the Akwesasne bench. Dumps it off at the bench to Reardon. Reardon cross-court pass to Montour. Montour in the corner to David. David now looking. Oh, tried to feather a pass into, that was picked up. Long outlet pass, and now we got a penalty to Akwesasne. It's going to look like it's going to be too many men. Now with the ball is number 39, Travis Longboat. Dumps it off to Mitch Green. Green in the corner to Smith. Up top to Weiss Square rather, over to Green. Over to Longboat, back to Green. Back to Longboat. Long shot, and nice save. As Lane Smith tried to sneak it by Verville, he read that all the way. And going into the penalty box for too many men, Akwesasne will be short-handed for the next 2 minutes as Oakley Thomas makes his way into the penalty box. Riley Miller, Miller with the ball, gets it into Green, back to Miller, over to Longboat. Now into Smith, over to Longboat. Longboat fakes a shot now, gets it over, back to Longboat, up top to Smith. Lane Smith with the ball, gets it back to Travis Longboat, back to Smith. Smith, and that shot went crazy. And now coming away with the ball is Jared Pitt. Pitt with the ball, now he goes in all alone on Miller. Miller with a nice save. And crushed in behind the net is Alex Henry, and coming back the other way is Travis Longboat. Long ball with 1:20 left in the too-many men penalty served by Oakley Thomas. Makes his way into the Akwesasne zone, dumps it off to Smith. Smith up top to Miller. Miller over to Vice Square. Vice Square now tried to make a pass over to Longbow. That was tipped in front. 1:05 left to go in the penalty. Now with the ball is Smith. Smith over to Vice. A nice save by Verville, keeping them off the board. Rush up to Dalston Day. Day inside the Six Nations zone. Now with Ugly David. Pass over to number 83, Scubby Sunday. Sunday in the corner to Oaks. Oaks, a long pass that was almost dropped by Dalston Day. In the corner now is David. Up top to Sunday. 30 seconds left to go on the penalty. Sunday still with the ball as he makes his way towards the Six Nations bench. Now he's going to go in behind the net, and Briley Miller, I don't know what that play was called, but dangerously close to getting a tripping penalty. Now with the ball is Russ Oaks. Oaks over to Dalston Day. Dalston Day with 8 seconds left in the penalty. Back up top to Oaks. Now over to Day. 3 seconds, 2, 1. And that's going to do it for the Six Nations power play as Akwesasne has killed off yet another penalty. With the ball now is number 42, Russ Oaks, in the corner to Scubby Sunday. Pass it into Seth Oaks, and somehow that got off his stick. Up top now is Scubby Sunday. Over to Seth Oaks. Dalston Day with a shot. Russ Oaks was knocked down to the floor. Coming away with the ball is Six Nations. Ashton Jacobs up top to Mitch Green with 13-10 left to go here in the third period. Akwesasne up by a score. Now Owen Hill, and will step inside the crease. Coming away with the ball is Zach Hops. Hops in the corner to Thomas. Thomas up top to Seth Oaks. Oaks with a shot, and somehow that went wide. And now, Six Nations will be penalized. 2 minutes for slashing is number 19, Kessler Doolittle. So with 12:45 left to go here in the third period, hoping that Akwesasne get something moving offensively. They've been held off the board now for almost 20 or 34 minutes. Up top is Oaks. Oaks in the corner to David. Over to Thomas. Thomas up top to Oaks. Over to Seth Oaks. Now into Sunday. Sunday over. Back to David. Back to Thomas. Thomas, nice nifty move, shoot. And Miller with their save. Coming away with the ball is number 9, Ugly David. Ugly David makes his way behind the Six Nations net over to Russ Oaks. Up top to Seth Oaks. Over to Skylar Thomas. Thomas with a shot that was picked off. Thomas with his own rebound. Oh, and somehow that kept out of the net. Now headed back the other way is number 22, Braden Hill. Braden Hill with the ball. He stops. That ball picked off by Barassa. Now coming away is Bomberry. Bomberry now over to Pitt. So with 1:10 left to go in the penalty to Doolittle, 11:50 left to go in the game. Akwesasne brings the ball as Russ Oaks makes his way into the Six Nation Rebel zone. Up top to Seth Oaks, over to Skylar Thomas. He drops the ball, picks it back up, pass over to Oaks. In the corner to Reardon, back to Oaks. Over to Thomas, shoots and scores! Scubby Sunday! With his 5th goal of the game, his 3rd power play of the game. With 49 seconds left in the penalty to Doolittle, makes the score 8-3 with 11:34 left to go here in the third period of the opening game of this championship series between the Akwesasne Indians and the Six Nation Rebels.
Indians goal, power play goal, scored by number 83,
Off of the face-off, controlled by Akwesasne's Chris George. Now he passes it back to Abby Bomberry as now the Akwesasne offense comes back onto the floor. Dalston Day makes his way in, gets it over to Zach Hobbs, back to Day, shoots and scores! Dalston Day on a give and go from Zach Hobbs makes the score 9-3. with 11:10 left to go here in the third and final period, as Akwesasne now pulling ahead on a beautiful give and goal from Dalston Day and Zach Hops, as Day makes it 9-3 with 11 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the third period.
The Indians race for the white team, Dalston Day. Section number 15, Zach Hops. And number 13, Dahin Montour. Time of the 9 minutes, 50 seconds.
Off the face-off, controlled by Akwesasne's Chris George. Now he just takes it to the bench, dumps it off to Ugly David. David into Skylar Thomas. Thomas up top to Russ Oakes. In the corner to Seth Oakes. Now Seth makes his way towards the front of the net. Gets the feathers to pass into Ugly David. Somehow Miller got a piece of that. And coming away with the rebound is David. David over to Thomas. Thomas shoots. Good forechecking on behalf of the Indians. Coming away with the ball is Braden Hill. Gets up to the Six Nation bench, heading way into the Akwesasne zone is Miller. Miller cross-court pass to Travis Longbow. Longbow now, he tries to make his way towards, he stops, pops back out over to Owen Hill, and Verville with a pass, now with a save, and now a long pass up to Reardon. Reardon shoots, and somehow Riley Miller making the big save with 9:55 left to go here. Akwesasne 9, Six Nations 3. With the ball inside the Akwesasne zone is Mitch Green. Mitch Green, he shoots, kicked aside by Verville. Another nice save. Now we're going to get 2 penalties. I think Kason Tarbell and Garrett Weiss Square going off for Six Nations. One for Slash, they're both for Slash. So they're going to go 5 on 5. So there were major penalties awarded to both Tarbell and Square. Inside the Six Nations zone is Seth Oakes. Oakes now with the ball, brings it out in front. Over to Reardon, in the corner to Hops, up top to Oakes. Russ Oakes, now he makes his way, shoots, scores! No, they say he was in the crease.
5 minutes for roughing. Time 10 minutes, 17 seconds.
Six Nations player down. I didn't quite see what happened. He might have been cranked. That was a nice effort by Russ Oakes to firmly put this game away, but they're going to say that he was in the crease. So with 9:28 left to go here in the third period, Akwesasne up by a score of 9-3 on a strong offensive performance from number 83, Scubby Sunday, lighting it up for 5 goals. The first three for Akwesasne. And Julie's going to take a picture of a gorgeous guy. So, action, you know, I thought this was going to be a very exciting third period as Six Nations clawed their way back in. The second period, scoring 3 unanswered goals, and since that time, Akwesasne has scored 2, keeping Six Nations off the board for 9+ or 10+ minutes, and now up for the Six Nations Arrows as number 18, Ty Logan. Logan being helped to the bench. It looked like he took one on the knee, and I think he's going to be going to the locker room. You don't want to see that this late in the season, especially in the championship series, to have one of your defensive players have to be helped off the floor and into the locker room. But strange things happen in the game of lacrosse. Now Miller with the ball brings it into Mitch Green. Mitch Green inside the zone. Akwesasne zone. Oh, longboat, saved by Verville. Now moving the ball up the floor for Akwesasne is number 4, Matt Barassa. Barassa going to bring it in. He dumps it off to Skylar Thomas. Thomas looking for Barassa, just out of his reach. Coming away with the ball is Scubby Sunday. No, he doesn't. He loses possession of the ball. Ball on the floor. The scrum picked up by Sunday. And Akwesasne going to lose it on a shot possession. Coming away with the ball is Six Nations now inside the Akwesasne zone is number 14, Mitch Green. He races inside with 8:37 left to go here in the third. Up top to Miller. Miller over to Smith. Ricky Smith now with the ball, looking for somebody, gets it over to Lane Smith. Over to Miller. Up top to Smith. Smith with a shot and kicked aside by Verville. Coming back the other way is Chris George. 8:17 left to go here in the third period. 9-3. With the ball now for Akwesasne is Ugly David. Next cross-court pass to Gahleo's Montour. Montour being defended. He gets the ball over to Russ Oakes, who drops it, and Montour picks it back up. Cross-court pass that was picked off. Headed to races is number 19, Kessler Doolittle. Shoots a nice save by Verville. Headed back the other way is Ugly David with 7:50 left to go here in the third period. Akwesasne up by a score of 9-3. Reardon now dumps it off to Thomas. Thomas in the corner to Hops. Hops with the ball looking for somebody to pass. He's getting harassed. Gets it over to Reardon. Reardon with a shot. Somehow Miller came away with a big save. And with the ball now is Ashton Jacobs. Jacobs now with a long pass up to Owen Hill. Kevin Owen Hill backs out and pass it off to Mitch Green. Mitch Green with the ball up top to Miller. Miller makes his way, shoots, and Verville with the save. Kicked aside by Barassa. In behind the Akwesasne zone, coming away with it now is Abby Bomberry, hounded by Travis Longboat as he makes his way to the Six Nations zone and just dumps it off. And now coming away with the ball is number 18, Dalston Day. Dalston Day with a little dipsy doodle pass, long cross court pass to Russ Oakes in the corner to Scubby Sunday. Sunday now with the ball. Now he makes his way to the front of the net over to Seth Oakes. Oakes, and that shot was just wide, picked up by David. Another shot that's just high and wide, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. As David with a beautiful shot that somehow missed the net. And headed back the other way is Mitch Green for Six Nations inside the Akwesasne zone with 6:34 left to go here in the third period. Over to Josh Miller. Miller still with the ball. Now he loses control. Picked up by Chris George. Chris George with the pass into the Six Nations zone to Skylar Thomas. Now with the ball into Montour. Montour over to Thomas. Thomas with the ball. Now he's being checked by Alex Henry. Just now, Skylar Thomas still with the ball. Picked off. Headed back the other way is Kessler Doolittle. Doolittle shoots and scores! Kessler Doolittle with an unassisted goal as he picked off a pass from Skylar Thomas and ran all the way downtown. Well, underhand shot that just got by Sam Verville. So with 5:58 left to go here in the third period, Akwesasne 9, Six Nations 4. Off the face-off, controlled by Matt Barassa. He gets it over. And now Smith and George, or Hill and George, have a little words. And now Seth Oakes going off for delay of game. So that kind of changes things here as Seth Oakes held on to the ball just a bit longer than
Indians penalty number 66, Seth Oakes, 2 minutes for delaying the game. Time 14 minutes, 7 seconds.
A little bit of confusion there as the referee tried to say that Akwesasne should only have 3 guys on. Now Longboat up top to Green. Green over to Smith, now over to Miller, up top to Green. Green over to Longboat. Longboat into Smith, up top to Miller. Miller over to, and that was a crazy shot. Now George coming away with the ball. As he gets a long pass into the Six Nations zone. A little bit of funniness going on. Seth Oakes now with a minute 23 left to go in his penalty. Green up top to Longboat. In the corner to Smith. Back to Longboat. Longboat up top to Miller. Scores! Can't see who the goal scorer was there. Maybe. Looks like 88. Chayton King making it very interesting. With exactly 5 minutes left to go here in the game. Akwesasne 9, Six Nations 5. Six Nations clawing their way back on a nice goal by Chayton. Power play goal by Chayton King.
Assistant number 39, Travis Wrangler, and number 97, Danton Miller. Time 15 minutes.
Off the face-off control by Akwesasne. Chris George now passes it back to Abby Bomberry, and 4:45 left to go here. Inside the Six Nations zone is number 18, Dalston Day. Nice move on Martin Drayton. Ball up top over to Sunday. Scores! Subby Sunday! What a beautiful goal past Briley Miller, picking the top corner. There wasn't much to shoot at, ladies and gentlemen, but I saw from here, top corner at Scubby Sunday with 6 goals on the evening. Put the Akwesasne Indians ahead by a score of 10-4, or 10-5 rather, with 4:30 left to go here in the third period. The ball now gets it over to Danton Miller. Miller over to, with the ball now is Seth Oakes. Oakes makes his way into the Six Nations zone and just going to slow things up. He back passes it to Brother Russ over to Blaze Reardon. Reardon with the ball looking for somebody to pass to. He gets it over to Skylar Thomas. Skylar Thomas over to Russ Oakes, feeds it into Galileo Montour. That just off his stick. Coming up with the rebound is Skylar Thomas. Thomas in the corner to Reardon. Reardon now with the ball over to Montour. Montour with the ball over to Thomas. Thomas dumps it into Reardon. Reardon shoots and scores! Blaze Reardon! Putting this game out of reach is Blaze Reardon with the 11th goal of the game, or 11th goal of the game rather. And first for Reardon with 3:41 left to go here in the third period. Blaze Reardon.
Assistant number 3, Skylar Thomas, and number 66, Seth Oakes.
Off the face-off control by Owen Hill. Kevin Owen Hill dumps it off to Travis Longboat. Longboat now brings it inside the Akwesasne zone to Vice Square. Vice Square now with the ball, makes his way in, dumps it off to Owen Hill. Back to Square. Cross-court pass to Longboat. Longboat shoots. Coming away with the ball is Chris George. 3:15 left to go here in the third period. Akwesasne up by a score of 11-5. Bomberry into Day. Dawson Day now with the ball on him is Chayton King. Gets it into Seth Oakes. Oakes long shot, and Miller with a save. 2:57 left to go here. 11-5 in favor of the Akwesasne Junior B Indians. Inside the Akwesasne zone is Vice Square. Vice Square now stops, dumps it over to Travis Longboat. Longboat in the corner to Jacobs. And Verville with a nice save. Long outlet pass to Thomas. Now Thomas recovers and gets it over to Zach Hops. Zach Hops make his way over. Oh, and he's hit from behind. I didn't see what happened there, but Skylar Thomas down on the floor. Thomas still on the floor. Thomas was hit high by Drayton. He's still on the floor, and now he gets up. No marks on him. So with 2:20 left to go here, it looks like things are getting a little scrappy. We'll see what happens here in the next 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Longboat with the ball, makes his way. Now he gets a pass over to Miller. Oh! Greasy goal by Denton Miller, as it just got by the 5-hole of Sam Verville to make the score 11-6 with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go here in the third and final period. The winner of this series will represent Ontario and the 2015 Founders Cup Junior B Championships of Canada.
And number 12, Josh Miller. Time 17 minutes, 58 seconds.
Off of the face-off, control by Matt Barassa. And now Abby Bomber slowing the action down. He's just going to take his time as he makes his way to the Akwesasne bench and dumps it off to Ugly David. David, a long cross-court pass to Russ Oakes. Oakes with the ball, cross-court pass to Reardon. Reardon in the corner to David. David still with the ball up top to Seth Oakes. And Oakes with the ball, and he shoots on. And coming away with the ball is Reardon. Now with the ball is Seth Oakes. Over to Ugly David. In the corner to Dalston Day. David with a shot. Ooh! Somehow that got high and wide. Now coming away is Doolittle. Doolittle and Oakes got tangled up inside the Akwesasne zone with 1 minute to play is Denton Miller. On him is up top now to Owen Hill. Owen Hill over to Longboat, up top to Miller. Now over to Vice Square. Vice Square getting hammered in front, gets it up to Miller, over to Longboat. Longboat, his shot turned aside by Verville. 40 seconds left to go. Now with the ball is Miller. Miller up top to Denton Miller. Now with the ball is Denton Miller. Over to number 17, Lane Smith. Up top to Miller. Back to Smith. Smith shoots, a nice save by Verville. Shot kicked aside. Now Chris George was dropped from behind. Coming away with the ball is Jarrett Pitt. Pitt up to Bomberry with 14 seconds left to go here in the third period. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's Akwesasne Indians 11, the Six Nation Rebels 6, as they take game 1 of this pivotal championship series. The winner to advance to the Founders Cup in Calgary in less than 2 weeks' time. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock for game 2 of this championship series. So, as we wait for both teams to come, no, I guess they're not going to shake hands. So I would like to say on behalf of, my name is Ron Lacrosse, on behalf of Akwesasne TV, this game 1 winner is the Akwesasne Indians 11, the Six Nations Rebels 6.
Six Nations number 8, Clayton King. And from the Indians, number 83, Sky Sunday.
The broadcasting of this game has been brought to you by the Akwesasne Broadband Initiative and Akwesasne TV.
honey, kayo ani yo honey, yo honey, kayo ani yo honey, yo honey.